split. So
okay,
probably Haven or Bind.
It's Haven.
And
Alright.
I'm glad to see that. As I said, I thought NiP would probably ban at the Bind. You would see FPX taking Ascent out, leaves it down to Haven and Split, and obviously then without there being a Sage, Haven is the one that's left. You never do know though, these players do love to mix around their picks again and again, but this one definitely makes sense. It's what I would see as the logical veto process. Each team has a 50% win rate on it. FPX have lost to Vodafone Giants and Team Liquid, who are obviously specialists on this map, 13-11. It was a very close game. And obviously beat Project SW and BBL. When I look at NiP, their history in this tournament, they only played it once versus Team Liquid, and it was 13-10. That's not a bad scoreline at all. I think realistically, they're probably going to be pretty happy with that one. And it is, I think just looking at their other games, probably where they have the best chance. But still, for FPX, the pressure's on their shoulders to knock this team out. NiP have been inconsistent. And the reality is FPX should be the better team on the day.
Wow, already Kree, he did not get put in a good spot. That was an instant dink down to very low health. FPX coming up with his fast push in, site secured, no problem at all for them here. And this is a worrying sign for NiP. A retake is going to be very hard. Hip's going to try and swing round, and he swings into Meadow. It's both of them going down. That's Hip and Lucka, the two stars of this team, already eliminated. And full control for FPX here, Mitch. This is not what you want to see if you're a NiP fan.
Not at all. NiP having to go in for the retake in a 3v5. The heals are going to be possible soon as well. And that's a massive problem, as Angel's able to grab himself another. Meadow should be healed soon, and things are just falling apart. Meadow didn't even need the heals, just went out for a third kill, eliminating Rhyme and putting it 1-0. An early start for FPX. As you said, James, not what you want to see if you're a NiP fan.
Dominant start, Midge. What? Oh, I felt so bad for Kree. He's like, I'll just have a... Oh, no. Wait. Whoa. I lose my head. I lose a lot of life. I'm down on 13 health. It's not ideal. This could be where FPX want to really show their stuff, right? They're going to come hot off of that game. Remember, NiP probably practicing around a bit, playing some DM, getting themselves in a good position. But I think ultimately, NiP here, they need to look at their best way of standing into a position where they can just, even if they are getting off to this bad start, they come alive at the right time. It cannot be in the second half, Mitch. It just cannot. No,
it really can't. You got to see them get on the board. And we said, like, NiP and pistol rounds, it's so important to them winning a map. Oh, that's a nice little opening by Rhyme. Straight through the window, connecting the headshot. I think a right-click on the shadow must have been by how quick he died.
There's a lot of people in this window, though, which is problematic. They're just going to force out the number game. Oh, Shell! What was that? With the ghost. 1, 2, 3. There's no heads on the NiP players anymore. That's the way you fight your way back into it. Kree trying to make it work, but Angel's taking him down. And Fun plus Phoenix, they might not be out of their spawn yet, but they're still potentially going to take this unless Firov can do something incredible.
The early damage was great by NiP, but boy, did that fall apart. Firov, good to take Angel down. He is very low in HP, but the possibilities are there. Shock Dart coming over a little bit too late, so it's not quite going to hit onto anyone. And at this point, with a Spectre, when you won't have one in the next round, the possibility to save, I think, is probably what I would like to see. Like, Zipan is low, but in terms of HP, they're pretty much neck and neck. And there's obviously an extra player there to trade. I'm scared, though, for NiP, because Xiao, we saw him start slow against G2. Then he came into it, and that just then, woohoo! Was gorgeous stuff. Yeah, if Xiao gets off to that early start and really builds up his confidence, I don't really know where you come from. Oh, that's unfortunate. The recon going out. Zipan wasn't able to land the shots, but that's when Xiao comes up from behind on short. And a quick fourth headshot even, to get that kill and bring him up on 5 coming into round 3. Power play Xiao. Here we go, get to see this again. We talk about the confidence, right, Banks, but the reality is, every time he gets that kill, another little dot is added down the bottom to his ult charge, and he already has a res up. To have that so early, that means that for this buy round, where there's some weaker weapons for FPX, they can come right back into it after losing an early duel, because they can just get the res up and have that extra man to play around. Okay, the boom bot will at least just go out, and Lucka's spot will not be known. They may have heard him updraft to that position, but for now, he's got the element of surprise in his hand. No operator on Lucka, though, and we see him do work through the mid doors so many times here.
And it could be just a straight push onto B. NiP already just going to go maybe potentially for the retake. Shadow Orbs are down, delaying the vision. They hear the spike to be planted. It's going to be a 5v5 retake, and Lucka just wants to avoid being pushed here. They just tuck themselves away, though. He's not going to be able to check all of the corners and angles. We talk about corner checking, and it's so vital, but Lucka here, he's in a real tough spot. Tries to spam through, no one's close. Oh, he's even getting tagged, down to 55 health. This is just so unfortunate.
That's a very good start straight away for FPX. They look to do even more damage, and Shadow lit to 26 health. He gets the stun off, but that's definitely not a worthwhile trade. Rhyme's even thinking about more. One more shot through that smoke. Oh, they're missing just about. But the Shadow charged forward. He got, I mean, woo! That was a very peculiar situation. The defenders managed to get the defuse in. Nobody else was there ready to rally at their side.
Too defensive from an attacking side.
Yeah. Post plans, you've got a player 26 HP, and he's the one that goes rushing in.
Where's the logic in that? I can see what they were trying to do, but it was just like, that's a retake and a half from NiP, and I think right now FPX is probably saying, well, boys, this is not acceptable. That's not what we came to do.
Like, you can take bottom mid control if you've got an operator, maybe you've got a player on a Vandal or something. When you've got those weaker weapons, I really want to see just overrunning a site if you're going to get that plant and try to force the close range duels. At most, probably one player down towards the bottom and middle so that they can maintain that control and stop anybody from flanking you out. Seems like a really reckless play from FPX, perhaps a little bit of disrespect, who knows. But as we come into this round, it's going to be that full buy, right? They can get everything that they want because of the 2-0 start and saving over the weapons coming into round 2.
Oh, Lucka just got spotted there as he threw his smoke down. Luckily, he has jumped off the spot, though. His teammate... Oh, he still gets tagged. He's unfortunate with this again and again. We found a new unlucky Lucka spot.
The heals are going to go through at least, so it's only the armor that's lost. The situation as is for FPX... They're getting absolutely wrecked by map control. Look at this. NiP are going on the flank. They've already got a player in through window. If they can just slow them down on this A-take, it might just work out for NiP. Hip's a little late throwing out that flash. They're already up. Paranoia goes through, but Hip still good for one. All he has to do is survive. That flank is coming underway, but it might be a little bit too late. Only just now making their way through long, and it's into a 2v3. They're not watching for it, though.
Lucka.
That's one free kill. Oh, Lucka, no!
Oh, my. That is the worst timing for Lucka ever. 27 health left. He nearly got the kill. It wasn't going to work out. Now Kree all alone. He's in an okay spot. He can try and fight this, but they've got him pinned. Look at the crossfire from... He's like in a triangle attack. Wherever he goes now, yep, they're just ready for him. 3 now for FPX. And they're looking to making a statement on their attacking side, which has been so good for them over and over again. And look at Lucka right now, 0-3. You don't see that very often for one of the highest rated players in the tournament so far. That's when you're like, what?
That one really
We've all been there, we've all done it, but ow, it hurts.
It really does. Watch. Like, that kill could have been the thing that pulls them back into it.
Exactly, yeah.
Not just because it's a 2v2, but also they can't even have that crossfire and the player coming out CT because they got to be worried about Lucka as well.
Yeah.
It splits the attention completely.
The triangle effect does not work after that. Xiao looking for the push. Ninjas on pistols. It's less than ideal for these guys. Angel. Oh, man. Fear off this time is the one that's going to catch the bullets. They've been looking, right, because Lucka was there over and over again. They knew it was time to spam it up. Zipan's found it onto Lucka himself. So, again, for NiP, you're just hoping someone's going to overstep the mark a bit. Maybe the Marshal's going to do some damage. No one's going to walk into Hip's Bucky. Kree goes down anyway, and, well, maybe he can get one. There's potential here, because they're very split up in this. Oh. Well,
he did get one from afar at least, but...
I want to see the distance that was potentially at.
I can see in the minimap it was from like the corner over to default.
I know which corner it was, but how far was the
like
guy
the left side of the site, right at that little corner. He was just going around to check the back. That was a right clicking away. Got the headshot from as well. I love that as well. Kree is holding up close. He's got a Marshal. He had a Shorty as well. The Shorty was inside the smoke. And Ferret's like, oh, I'll just come and help you out, just support. Oh, I'm dead.
He's like, this is a problem.
He's just being wrecked, trying to help his teammate out. A 4-1 start is huge for FPX. This has to be a round win for NiP. If they lose this, they're so far behind, it'll have to be flawless. Hip able to get himself an opening, doesn't fade out of there using his abilities. A little bit of a risk, honestly. I'd rather him just fade.
You see it as soon as Scream gets a kill in that situation. Boom, done.
Because if he's running, at the point where he runs back up the top, he's already lost sight over the orb and he can't disengage anymore. Nice return by Xiao, at least on the Looker. The ultimate's massively in play. And there it is, finally popped. Xiao's had that since the second round, since the end of the second. And eventually the res comes through.
So now you're in a 5v4, the numbers advantage with FPX on their attacking side. This is the problem with the ninjas not having a Sage. Rhyme looking to try and get aggressive here, but oh, he swung. He didn't expect someone to be coming at that time. The Cypher camera, sorry, the Cypher ultimate even is going to give them the vision. Shadow's like,
he's like, where is it?
He's like, are you serious? I'm running into 2 of these, not just 1.
It took a long time to kill that. They even saw him moving over towards underneath of heaven. What is that shot onto Fira? That was a left side peek. That literally had to be a pre-fire. It's disgusting.
Oh, they're just so unlucky with the timings at the moment for NiP. I feel there's a big problem for NiP is that their heads go down. Obviously, okay, again, we're just guessing. We don't know the direct comms of these guys. But it's very much with NiP that when they get off to these slow starts, it takes so long for them to come back in that I'm thinking, we need someone on this team to literally hype them up. You know, I don't know who that would be.
And Rhyme as well, there was no influence on B or C site. Very little presence had been shown, bar that opening duel that was found, what, 35, 40 seconds beforehand. And he gets all the way up in a long tucks in the corner and then just continues to swing. I feel like the passive play there was definitely, like, even regardless of the fact that there was nobody in play, that there were 4 players holding it, I don't understand why he felt the need to continue to aggress.
The aggression's coming out this time from NiP though, Mitch. Kree finds himself 2. This could actually be a round where NiP grab it back. They're aware that, okay, FPX are aggressive, but they take a lot of the mid control. Now they might be able to take advantage of this. And Kree is continuing to push down here. If it gets left unchecked, he's looking to see if there's any traps down. But for now, he's getting quite far. And he might be able to stab another one in the back. Potentially just heard Xiao there. As the remaining 3 players here for FPX are all still in a similar location, out in the courtyard. And they're just trying to find a way in. Trying to find their way around it. So much has happened, and we're only at 50 seconds.
And there's a lot of ultimates in play for NiP. This is where a big change could happen.
Unlucky Rhyme. Exactly what FPX want, though. Fear off. You can hear what's going on. Tries to tap away onto it. Shock dart going out. Isn't able to get the kill, though. This is the problem. You're just so low on your weapons, right, in comparison.
Ooh, that's a
big ult.
Yeah.
That's
a big waste of an ult.
I'm not against him using the ult there. Like, I can see they're very pressured. They know that there might be some guns in their hands now. But that's a big scare factor of what NiP has to offer in this, isn't there? And Kree, again, has been on the ultimate flank. They might not just check this. He gets rid of the trap. No, that information's been passed over. Orbs go out. Kree, he's hoping, but it's not going to work. Smacked down as he runs around the corner. 6-1, and this is looking dangerous.
So the ult obviously wasted away by Breach, and it might look kind of funny, like, oh, Shadow's just, you know, ulted a wall. But the reality was, they thought, so they walled off left side when they ran into side.
Yep.
That kept out whoever was in window. From that point, they wanted to then take one part of the map under their control. They had left bottom middle, so it made sense to go towards the A side. The ult through. It was just a little bit too focused on A. They didn't have a read that nobody was on A anymore, but the fact that they'd taken them the Cypher, I feel like, gives away at least a little bit of that info. Either way, even though they don't find a kill from it, they follow through in the duels afterwards. But it was just about trying to see some map control. Oh, the spam straight on through. That actually did quite a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, and forced him away. Kree, though. Oh! That was scary. He's going to ult his way out. He wants to make sure he can escape for now, and then cancels it. Now, will they risk going into window? Oh, they're going to tap him. They're going to tap him. They're still trying. He's on 27 health, and he gets away with the kill onto Angel. Why are you not looking there, buddy?
Seemed like some players suspected he'd still be in window, and the others, well, not so much. Angel with a big death. And that's a very good early round from Kree. He got spammed through the wall for like 30 damage, continued to go on into the window, and it delivers this absolutely massive
Kree's getting away with murder, Mitch. 2 rounds in a row.
Literally getting away with it as well. He's gone.
Yeah. The previous round, he got those opening 2, which he didn't just shouldn't have been able to get. And now, okay, he's down low on health, but he just walked in and caused them an absolute ruckus.
I think he TP'd so far away to where FPX wouldn't have been. I couldn't actually spot where he TP'd to, but then canceled it so they wouldn't hear it if they were near him. It's a nice opening.
They might not check it.
It looks like they are. Fearoth is traded out. Still good for him to get that 1-for-1. The ultimate somehow not connecting. That was a dash from Jet.
Satchel's going down as well. Oh, damage down to Lucka. He needs to turn up now. It's all on him. Oh, and he misses again. It's the right clicks that have been so unfortunate for him. Over and over again, he's missed those. His left clicks have been on point.
And look at Xiao.
Yep, he's living the dream.
14 for 3. That is ridiculous. And for your Sage to be fragging like that is so huge because you're just consistently getting those reses through.
It's like you just go, oh, I can die anyway because I've got Xiao. He's just going to get an ult every couple of rounds, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Angel's just like, yeah, I'm not going to look at him. Screw it. I'm going to make Xiao use his ult eventually.
Oh, dear.
What's Xiao, like 1 away from it now?
Got to be close, yeah, 1.
7-1 as well. Like, the reality is for NiP, we said, what, 3-4 rounds ago that they couldn't afford to lose one. From this point, if they do not flawlessly win this half, they've made a next to impossible uphill battle. Because FPX on the defensive side, they're not going to struggle nearly enough for that to be considered viable.
I think the scary thing about Fun Plus Phoenix is when they lose a map, they seem to come back. Angel's had to talk to them, and it's like, game on, boys. We're playing it in hard mode now, and I'm ready.
Saw it versus G2. We saw it versus Liquid, actually. That was the one, right, where they went 13-4 down.
And we just thought, oh, this is going to be quick. And instead, they came back to slap them around.
Same versus Vodafone Giants. 13-7 lost, 13-0.
Oh, the ult's coming in. Oh. Lucka doesn't move.
Yeah, he just takes his teammates.
He's going to tank it.
So luckily he won't lose as much health, but he's still down to 7-4. It's not ideal.
There you go. There's the Xiao power in play. So far, not really too much for him to worry about. But Kree, he's been instrumental in the chances that have been there for NiP. Is it going to be enough? The spam and the spray comes through. Fearoth trying to make sure it works. He's got the Ares in his hand, and he's only got 1 more to find. Xiao spent an ult in this, and ooh, that's a miss and a half. He's looking for the flank to be coming in towards him. They start to push him. He does go down either way, and finally a 2nd round for NiP, but my God, it took a lot.
Peeked out looking for like 1 player, and just 3 guys and an Ares waiting for him. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Good old Xiao, but that's great for NiP. Not just the fact that they win the round, but the fact that they managed to destroy or use up the ultimate from Xiao. It's exactly what you want if you're NiP, because now FPX are coming into this round without a single ultimate to work with. For NiP, that's invaluable because you don't want them to be able to just pull back from any of these advantages. Oh.
Nice camera spot, really good.
It's being destroyed still, though.
Just want to sneaky hide the camera as much as possible. That's the problem, right? There's so many Cypher camera spots now. Everyone's just well aware of it. You're going to have to start to get real creative as it goes on.
Big fight going down over the woods. Hey, that shot by Looker! A headshot to Shadow so quick! And all of a sudden, NiP are miles ahead. Rhyme overextends a little and ends up falling.
That's what they needed, though. Something like that from Lucka. Hit being pushed out here is key as well.
I'm trying to figure out, did Xiao... I think Xiao hit that from a wall on long.
Oh, Angel! Oh, Hip's not going to be happy with that. Kree trying to teleport himself into a spot that he'll be able to hold on to this B site at least while his teammates can come to help him out, but he jumps straight back down as he hears the footsteps. They're going towards C. The paranoia goes out. Kree, he pushes up in, but it's a slow, which is going to delay him further. The spike gets planted. Fearoth, though, might not be seen here at all. Xiao goes to have a look at it, but he's got to be oh so careful. They're tempting fate. Fearoth He's got to time this to perfection. Is it even going to be possible? He goes in. It took him a while, but he did manage to get Zipan. This is still doable for NiP. They've got the numbers advantage at least, but Xiao quickly turns that around. Angel's there as well, and now it's a 1v1. Omen versus Omen. Kree has been on point, and he continues for NiP to make it work. He is coming up huge in this game.
Kree is basically the lifeline that they needed. We said NiP need to be flawless throughout the rest of this half, and at least for those 2 rounds, they're delivering. But there's much more to go. FPX, we said, didn't have any ultimates online in that one, and neither do they at the start of this, but they're starting to get pretty close, and that's when the ult economy can really come into play. For NiP, this round needs to go their way. 4 is a... it's not even... I don't even want to call it a minimum because it sounds like it'll be all right.
Yeah. You're going up against FPX on their defensive side.
5 is definitely the minimum that you want to be walking away with. And even then, I would look towards a much more positive scoreline for the defense. Although, when I look at NiP's stats, they're one of the few teams that actually don't perform well on the defensive side of Haven.
Oh no, look what's happening to him. Oh, he still takes damage. Fearoff's gone down as well, but they might not expect Hip here. He has to walk away with some serious damage. They go to check it. Meadow is well on top of it all. Angel's fallen. Lucker's continuing to get aggressive here. Can he find some more? He wants to push on it. He wants to bring the numbers into their favor, but it might not be good enough. Ryan pushed away as well. B site secured for FPX. FPX are good at just taking map control. Wherever NiP go to, they just run away and go the other direction. Oh, a big miss from Lucker.
That was the potential, Banks. That could have pulled him right back on into this one.
He's got his ult, though. There's potential for that.
Look at his HP.
Oh, no. It's less than ideal, and there's no Sage to give him the heal. The Cypher Cage goes down, and they're going to struggle with this. They don't want to push through it like this blindly. They have no information. Oh, he takes a shot in the dark, and it connects. But that's all he's going to be able to do. Very quick cleanup. 8 rounds. Could be going to 9.
That's why we see him not even go for the ult at that stage, right? Just when you're 1 HP like that, well, what happens? You dash in, you think right-click, and someone sneezes on you, you're dead.
That's it, right? You just get tapped by just a stray bullet, even when you've ulted, and you go, errors be made.
A strong wind and a particle of dust, and the round's over.
Just a tumbleweed slaps him.
That's it, gone out of the sky. For FPX, 8-3, they're already easily, they're living on easy street, as much as can be, but they want to get a little bit better. The grind never stops for FPX. Coming into this round, 1 ultimate in play, but it's on Zipan, and he is not the man that you want to be underestimating, that is for sure.
I want to see how NiP might try and use Kree's ultimate, though. He's been the real troublesome person for FPX to deal with. Lucker's learned his lesson from getting aggressive in carriage by now. Even though FPX is going to continue to tap it up, it doesn't change much.
With a minute left on the clock, Banks. NiP in a spot where they've got that nice aggressive stance over towards A long, and Cypher not committing over towards B that heavily. I was quite surprised, honestly, but he might be thankful for that. The hip goes around the corner at just the wrong moment. That timing, so terrible.
Hip is just not feeling Haven. I remember it was Haven before, right, Mitch, where he had the game which he hated. He tweeted out about it. He wasn't happy. Wasn't feeling comfortable. But Kree and Lucker, they're just doing everything in their power to bring NiP back into these games. 4 is at least respectable. 3 is just really not giving them enough hope here.
Get out of my way.
Ult's coming up. What can Lucker get done with it? Kree throws down the orb. Paranoia thrown up as well. He's going to teleport himself in. Oh, that's beautiful. Zipan down. Meadow as well. Only 1 left, but it is Xiao. They're playing off the edge there. They're trying to spam him through. They knew where he was. Kree gets the kill. NiP get the round. It's 8-4, and that is exactly what they needed.
Bare minimum, really.
Yeah.
Like, the fact is, now when they lose the pistol round, or if they lose the pistol round, it's not an immediate loss. Like, that's why you need 4. But really, that's all it gets you. You gotta be dominant as hell. And okay, I mentioned NiP typically not the most defensive sided team. Somewhere around 45%. You want to remember on their defensive side is not what they're able to connect, or is what they're able to connect. But I don't really care how strong their attack is, because I'm going to judge the stats based on what I consider the stronger team, and that's FPX. And for them, 66% of their defending rounds go their way. Now, I don't know how many of you out there are going to be able to calculate it that quickly, but that's more than they need to close this one out, by quite a bit.
Just a bit, Mitch. Just a bit. And Xiao's having one of those games as well, right? It's going to throw this slow orb out straight away. Forcing it back a little bit.
Look how cautious they're playing over on NiP, slowly pushing through middle towards the door. All 4 of these players are grouped up together. The Cypher passively playing with his cam, the slow, just to make a couple extra seconds in between the push and the rotations that can come in from FPX.
Yeah, FPX have got such a good read on this. Oh, the paranoia comes out. Kree tries to play it at his own game as well, but Angel's there. Heads get absolutely ripped off. Angel's not finished yet either. Rhyme tries to push around. This isn't going to work out for him because he's just pushing into more, and everyone stays alive for FPX. That is a dominant pistol round once again. I am so scared for NiP right now.
Yeah, you really have to beat Banks in all honesty. Those 2 games where they started on the defensive side for FPX were actually very much varied. BBL, 10 rounds. Versus Liquid, though, 4. But they obviously lost the pistol round in that one, from what I remember. I'll just double check it. Yeah, they did. And realistically, with the pistol under their belt, I know I said it isn't instantly over, but there is so much pressure on an NiP that has been inconsistent from day to day, from the whole tournament long. I don't really know where they go from this point. Like, they have to be so perfect. And oh, Shell!
Oh, how'd he get 1? How is that even possible? Zipan is able to take down Lucka. Rhyme now has a judge and wants to get up close and personal, but Zipan's going to continue to pull him apart. He's backed up by his teammates as well, and while the spike is down, Rhyme was just hoping someone might come to him, but instead it's Shadow delivering the shots to him. 10-4. And FPX, Mitch, are getting away with it in style. They probably laughed when it came to Haven. NiP trying their best of it. The Rain are back in play, but it's just very lacking for these guys.
Xiao's the player that's obviously delivered a lot with the judge historically as well. We just saw it on the previous map even, shredding them to bits. When he only gets 1, that's something that you don't get every single day. You got to be thankful, and you got to deliver on those rounds. But it didn't happen. And now NiP have got to come in and dominate this buy round. If this one goes, it's more or less over for them. And already, you really have to imagine that the morale is going to be incredibly low for this team.
Yeah, that's the problem. How do you dig yourself out of a rut like this? It's all about coming together as a team, fighting for survival, fighting for your lives. At least the opening picks here are going their way. Zipan puts up a bit of a defense, but it's not enough for now. Meadow cowering away in the shadows for now. Oh, his camera might give him some info that no one's near, at least for the moment. Checks a quick poke onto C Long. He's trying to cover off as many angles as possible. One of the NiP players, though, has snuck into the window. It's Rhyme. He's got a Vandal in his hand. It's all about just making FPX feel uncomfortable, right? They're not showing too much for now. And NiP here, they have the advantage, but they know what can happen if they overextend in the wrong way. They need to play this smart, but they don't feel 100% confident, despite 8 being... Oh, no, Xiao. Oh, he gets it done onto Kree. He could upgrade, and he doesn't. That's interesting, Xiao. I believe that was a rifle in front of you, mate.
Found them.
Oh my, fear off. He's getting away with it as well. Xiao puts up the wall. They're in, but Xiao's doing more damage with the judge. This guy is a madman. Angel onto Lucka as well. This looked like it was NiP's round and it fell apart. They took too long. FPX, how on earth do you do it?
It's just unbelievable, really, at this point. FPX wins such an important round. They've got all their weapons now. Their ults are coming in fairly soon, and if you're NiP, you've just got to feel so deflated.
Yeah.
Like, you're 11-4 down. That buy round was your best chance to get back into this, and it's basically gone at this point. A pistol round, unless they can manage to pull this one off, they'll be fighting to get 8 consecutive rounds, and versus FPX, I don't think that's going to happen.
No, not at all. Oh my. I wondered why Xiao just didn't pick up a rifle that was in front of him, and then just goes and puts more work in with the judge, you know? Doesn't need a rifle, clearly.
Exactly. Just keep on judging him to bits. And we saw it on Split when he was on short. Just tearing them. What was it, a 4K? One after another, they peaked him. And he was on medium range as well. That's almost why I was worried about him at that point. But over here, they came up nice and close. Gave him a hug. 1 minute 10. And NiP very focused in towards short. They're looking for a fight. And Angel, he might just deliver in a second. He knows there could be a player coming around from left, but wasn't sure about right. Doesn't seem to be sure. They go for a nice passive hold. Not looking to overcommit after that opening duel.
I think the thing that's really hurting NiP now is they're second-guessing themselves. The confidence been knocked out of them. Zipan's in such a good spot here again as well. Oh, the boom bot tie. Oh, no. Boom. Look at that. Oh, no. It's so unfortunate. Oh, Zip! What is going on? Zipan, you should be dead. Finally, Firov takes him out. But instantly, Meadows on the refrag. 12-4. This is nuts.
It's not too bad, Banks, is it? It's not too bad at all. FPX came into this one, and we were thinking maybe NiP will be on form. Maybe they'll be able to do some damage. But we doubted it. And this is wild.
This is wild.
Yeah, really, I know I said I don't think FPX should lose regardless of the map. But in all honesty, Banks, I at least saw NiP making it a little bit closer than this.
You're telling me, mate? You're telling me? I wanted, like, I don't know, back and forth a bit, you know, and then Xiao just decides, boys, I woke up at the end of that last game. Angel spoke to me. Angel said, I'm going to leave Ukraine and come to Russia, Xiao, if you don't wake yourself up. And I'll come and pour Red Bull down your throat, wake you up with all of the energy drinks possible, and you're going to dominate everyone. Physically, in that time, it's not possible. It's quite a distance between Ukraine and Russia, but
yeah, I think so.
Angel would at least pump him up, you know.
He does play the Omen. Maybe he had a teleport.
He teleports in. Hey, buddy, I got you.
And just cancels it, like just drops the can, just cancels it. He's like, oh, I'm ready to play. Ready.
There's a sponsorship advert waiting to happen.
Absolutely.
There we go. We're marketing geniuses here.
Omen
delivers. Oh, Lucka, no. Oh, it's just every chance they get, they're trying their best, but it's just not working out. This is the Fun Plus Phoenix show, and they've come to say the game we played against G2 was not us.
TP over into defender spawn as well. Angel's being left unchecked. They're coming around and looking. And no, they're not. Zipan looked the other way. That's devastating. In with another one here for Hip Firov. One after another. They're falling. This is a big mistake by FPX.
Overconfidence for that final round, but I'm not fully sure that they're going to be out of the woods just yet. Oh no, it's all up to Hip. The pressure is on his shoulders. The spike may be down. He's on a good flank, though. He might be left unchecked. 2 versus 1 starts off. Great work against Shadow. They're going to go and poke up the information. He goes for the invulnerability. He looks to try. Oh, he's just holding the defuse. He hears the footsteps. Oh, and he gets it done. It's 13-4. And Fun Plus Phoenix, off the back of Meadows' clutch, take it. And they continue on forward. NiP are eliminated from the tournament in the lower bracket. They had a tough group stage. They certainly didn't show us their best form, but they did look better yesterday. It gave us hope, Mitch, but Fun Plus Phoenix just ripped that hope straight from them.
They absolutely did.
Look at Xiao! Oh.
The Xiao show. That's what we wanted to see. It's what we were hoping for coming into this one, because definitely in that previous game, he got us worried. And that was basically the one win condition for NiP, was that Xiao didn't show up. Because if he did, and you've got Zipan obviously there providing some support, even on a map like Haven where, okay, you can pick Raze, it's a little bit less viable than the other maps. They still managed to do this. We're Kree, top of the scoreboard, and look, he's just blue in a sea of red.